The battle will rage throughout the crowd.
Welcome to Free Shakespeare in the Park's 19th summer season. I'm Sharon Say Love, and I have a few announcements before we begin the play. Please take this time to silence your cell phones. If you need to make or take a call, please remove yourselves from the audience. Smoking is permitted in the parking lot only. As a courtesy to our actors, please refrain from smoking in the audience. Bathrooms are located to the north end of the parking lot. Follow the signs along the sidewalk. Look for the blue-roofed white building at the end of the north end of the parking lot. Please mind the roped-off areas and stay off the stage. And now I'd like you to please help me thank Amazon Community Center, our community partner, the City of Eugene Cultural Services, the Lane Arts Council, the Lane County Cultural Coalition, and the Oregon Cultural Trust for their support of Free Shakespeare in the Park. And if you would like to support Free Shakespeare in the Park, you can visit our t-shirt cart where Phoebe will be happy to sell you a t-shirt or a great cat, or you can drop off a donation in our red donation box. And finally, during the play, I encourage you to cheer and clap for our heroes and boo and hiss at our villains. And please look for the French soldiers running through the play in the second half of the show, carrying flags, shields, battle axes, and broadswords. And now, please enjoy Free Shakespeare in the Park's Henry V.
Ascend the brightest heaven of adventure. A kingdom for a stage, princes to act, and monarchs to behold the swelling scene. Then should the warlike Harry, like himself, assume the port of Mars, and at his heels, leashed in like hounds, should famine, sword, and fire crouch for his prey. But pardon, gentle lord, the flat, unraised spirits that have dared on this unworthy scaffold to bring forth so great an object. Can this cockpit hold the vasty fields of France? Or may we cram within this wooden O the very casques that did affright the air at Agincourt? Oh, pardon, since a crooked figure may attest in little place 1,000,000. So let us, ciphers to this great account, on your imaginary forces work. Suppose within the current of and now confined as high up there in the footed woods, the perilous narrow ocean floods asunder. Piece out our imperfections with your thoughts. Your 1,000 parts divide one man. But 'tis your thoughts that now must deck our kings, bearing the accomplishment of many years into an hourglass, which contain and let me chorus to this history. The prologue like your humble patience pray, gently to hear, timely to judge. Our play.
Shall we call in the ambassador, my liege?
Not yet, good uncle. We would be resolved before we hear him of some things of weight that task our thoughts concerning us in France. Where is my gracious lords of Canterbury?
My liege, God and his angels guard your sacred throne and make you long become it.
Sure, we thank you, my lord and lord. We pray you to proceed and justly and religiously unfold why the law select that they have in France, or should not bar us in our claim. And God forbid, my dear and faithful Lord, that you should fashion, rest, or bow your reading. For only God doth know how many now in health shall drop their blood in admiration of what your reverence shall incite us to. Therefore take heed how you empaw our person, how you awake our sleeping sword of war. We charge you in the name of God, take heed, for never two such kingdoms did contend without much fall of blood. So speak, my lord, for we will hear, note, and believe in heart that what you speak will be in your conscience washed, as pure as sin with baptism.
Then hear me, gracious sovereign, and you peers, that owe yourselves your lives and services to this imperial throne. There is no bar to make against his highness's claim to France, but this, which they produce from Fairmont. In terram salicum muleres ne succeedent. No woman shall succeed in Salic land, to which Salic land the French unjustly glows, to be the realm of France and Fairmont, the founder of this law and female bar. And yet their own authors faithfully affirm that the land Salic is in Germany, between the floods of Sala and Elbe, where Charlemagne, having subdued the Saxons, there left behind and settled certain French, who, holding in disdain the German women for some dishonest manners of their life, established then this law, to wit, no female shall be inheritrix in Salic land. Then doth it would appear that Salic law was not devised for the realm of France. Besides, the writers say that King Pepin, who deposed Sheldric, did as heir general, being descendant of Blithrid, daughter to King Clothair, may claim and title to the realm of France. Capet also, who usurped the crown from Charles, the Duke of Lorraine, sole heir male to the line and stock of Charlemagne, conveyed himself as heir to Lady Lingaire, who was daughter to Charles the Bald, who was son to Louis the Emperor, and Louis the son of Charlemagne. Also, King Louis X, who was the sole heir to the usurper Capet, could not keep quiet in his conscience, wearing the crown of France until satisfied that fair Queen Isabel, his grandmother, was lineal to the Lady Ermengarde, who was daughter to Charles, the aforesaid Duke of Lorraine, and so by which marriage to the line of Charlemagne reunited the crown of France, so that as clear as the summer sun, King Pepin's title and Capet's claim and King Louis's satisfaction all appear to hold right and title to the female, so do the kings of France, and to this day, howbeit they would hold up this Salic law to bar your highness's claiming from the female.
May I, with right and conscience, make this claim?
A sin upon my head, dread sovereign, for in the book of Numbers it is writ, when the man dies, let the inheritance descend unto the daughter. Gracious Lord, stand for your own, unwind your bloody flag. Go, my dread Lord, unto your great-grandsire's tomb, and to your great-uncle's, Edward the Black Prince. Awake remembrance of these valiant dead, and with your puissant arm renew their feats. You are their heir. You sit upon their throne. The blood and courage that renown them runs in your veins. And my thrice puissant liege is in the May morn of his youth, ripe for exploits and mighty enterprises.
Your brother kings and monarchs of the earth do all expect that you should rouse yourself, as did the former lions of your blood. They know your grace hath cause and means and might.
And to this end, we of the spirituality shall raise such a mighty sum as never did the clergy at one time.
Call in the messenger sent from the Dauphin. Now, are we well resolved, and by God's help and yours, the noble sinews of our power, France being ours, will bend it to our awe, or lay these bones in an unworthy urn, tombless, with no remembrance over them. Now are we well prepared to know the pleasure of our fair cousin Dauphin, for we hear your greeting is from him, not from the king.
May it please your majesty to give me leave freely to render what we have in charge.
We are no tyrants, but a Christian king. Therefore, with frank and with uncurbed plainness, tell us the Dauphin's mind.
Thus then in view, your highness, lately sending unto France, did claim some certain dukedom in the right of your great predecessor, King Edward III. In answer of which claim, the prince, our master, says, you savor too much of your youth, and bids you be advised there's naught in France that can be with nimble Gilliard one. You cannot revel into dukedoms there. He therefore sends you, meter for your spirit, this ton of treasure. In lieu of this, desires that you let those dukedoms that you claim hear no more of you. Thus, the Dauphin speaks.
What treasure, uncle?
Tennis balls, my liege.
We are glad the Dauphin is so pleasant with us. His presence and your pains we thank you for, and we understand him well. How he comes o'er us with our wilder days, not measuring what use we made of them. But tell the Dauphin, I will keep my state, be like a king, and show my sail of greatness when I do rouse me in my throne of France. And tell the pleasant prince, this mock of his have turned his balls to gunstones, and his soul shall stand so charged for the wasteful vengeance that shall fly with him. For many a thousand's widows shall this, his mock out of their dear husbands, mock mothers from their sons, mock castles down, and some are yet ungotten and unborn that shall have cause to curse the Dauphin scorn. But this lies all within the will of God. So get you heads in peace, and tell the Dauphin, his jest will savor but of shallow wit, when thousands weep more than laugh at it. Convey them with safe conduct. Fare you well.
This was a merry message.
We hope to make the sender blush at it. Therefore, my lords, admit no happy hour that may give furtherance to our expedition. We now have no thought in us but France, save those to God that run before our business. Therefore, let every man task his thought, that this fair action may on foot be brought.
77 skins of sack on the wall, 77 skins. Well met, Corporal Nim.
Good morrow, Lieutenant Bardolph.
What, are you an ancient pistol friends yet?
For my part, I care not. I say little, I dare not fight. But I'll wink and hold out mine iron. It is a simple one. But what though? Well, go to the cheese, and endure cold, as another man's will.
I will bestow a breakfast to make you friends, and we'll all be 3 sworn brothers to France. Oh, let it be so, good Corporal Nim. It is certain that he is married to Nell Quickly, and certainly she did you wrong for your troth plight to us.
I cannot tell. Things must be as they may. Men may sleep, and they may have their throats about them at that time. And some say knives have edges.
Why, here comes Ancient Pistol and his wife. Be patient here, good Corporal. How now, mine host, Pistol?
Pace, Tyke. Callest thou me, host? Now, by this hand, I swear, I scorn the term, nor shall my Nell keep lodgers.
No, by my troth, not long, for we shall not lodge or board 12 or 14 gentlewomen who live honestly by the prick of their needles, or will be thought that we keep a body house straight. Oh, well a day, lady, if he not be drawn now. We shall see willful adultery and murder committed.
Good Lieutenant, good Corporal, offer nothing here.
Pish! Pish for thee!
Good Corporal Nim, show thy valor and put up your sword.
I haven't humor to knock you indifferently well. If you grow foul with me, Pistol, I'll scour you with my rapier, as I may in fair terms.
Oh, braggart vile, undemned furies!
Hear me! Hear me what I say! He that strikes the first stroke, I'll run him up to the hilts, as I am a soldier.
No, the mickle mind and fury shall abate. Give me thy fist, and thy forefoot to me give. Thy spirits are most tall.
I'll cut your throat one time or other in fair terms. That is the humor of it.
Couple of gores. There's the word. I thee defy again. thinkst thou my spouse to get? No, I have, and I will hold the condom quickly for the only she. There's enough, go to.
Mine host Pistol, you must come to my master Falstaff, and you, hostess, he's very sick and would to bed. Faith, he's very ill.
Oh, the king hath killed his heart. Good husband, come home presently.
Shall I make you two friends? We must to France together. Why the devil should we keep knives to cut one another's throats?
You'll pay me the 8 shillings I won of you at betting.
Oh, base is a slave that pays.
That money, now I will have.
As manhood shall compound, push home.
Oh, by this sword, he that strikes a foot, I'll kill him by this sword I will.
The sword is an oath, and oaths must have their course.
Corporal Nim and thou wilt be friends. Be friends. And if thou wilt not, why then be enemies with me too. Prithee, put up.
I shall have my 8 shillings of you.
In cash, most. A noble shalt thou have, and present pay, and liquor likewise will I give to thee. And friendship shall combine, and brotherhood. I'll live by Nim, and Nim shall live by me. Is not this just? For all victualler be unto the cap, that profit shall accrue. Give me thy hand.
I shall have my noble.
In cash most justly paid.
Well then, that's the humor of it.
Always ever you came of women, come in quickly to Sir John. Oh, poor heart. He is so shaken of a burning ague fever that it is most lamentable to behold the sweet man come to him.
The king hath run bad humors on the night.
Nim, thou spoke the right. His heart is fracted and corroborate.
The king is a good king, but it must be as it may.
Let us condole the night. For lambkins we will live.
Now all the youth of England are on fire, and silken dalliance in the wardrobe lies. Now thrive the armorers, and honest thought reigns solely in the breast of every man. They sell the pastures now to buy the horse, following the mirror of all Christian kings, with winged heels as English Mercuries. O England, model to thy inward greatness, what mightst I do that honor would thee do? What all thy children, kind and natural. But see thy fault. France hath in thee found out a nest of hollow bosoms, which he fills with treacherous crowns and 3 corrupted men. One, Richard, Earl of Cambridge, and the second, Henry, Lord Scroop of Marsham, and the third, Sir Thomas Grey, Knight of Northumberland. Have for the guilts of France, O guilt indeed, confirmed conspiracy with fearful France. By their hands this grace of kings must die, ere he take ship for France and in Southampton. Linger your patience on, and see the seed is now transported, gentles, to Southampton, and thence to France shall we convey you safe.
Oh God, his grace is bold to trust these traitors. They shall be apprehended by and by.
How smooth and even they defend themselves, live allegiance in their bosom sat. The king hath noted all that they intend, by interception which they dream not of.
Nay, but the man who was his bedfellow, whom he hath dulled and cloyed with gracious favors, that he should for a purse so sell his sovereign's life to death and treachery.
Now sets the wind fair, we will aboard. My lord of Cambridge, and my kind lord of Marsham, and you, my gentle knight, give me your thoughts. Think you not that the powers that bear with us will cut through their passage to the force of France?
No doubt, my liege, if each man do his best.
I doubt not that.
There never was a king more feared and better loved than is your majesty.
True, those that were your father's enemies have steeped their galls in honey, and you serve them with hearts created in duty and in zeal.
We therefore have great call and thankfulness, and shall forget the office of our hand before requite of desert and merit.
So service shall with steeled sinews toil, to do your grace incessant services.
We judge no less. Uncle of Exeter, Enlarge the man committed yesterday that railed against our person. We consider it was excessive wine that set him on, and on his more advice we pardon him.
That's mercy, but too much security. Let him be punished, sovereign, lest example breed by his sufferance more of such a kind.
Oh, let us yet be merciful.
So may your highness, and yet punish too.
Sir, you show great mercy if you give him life after the taste of much correction.
Alas, your too much love and care of me are weighty prayers against this wretched man. If little faults proceeding on distemper shall not be winked at, how shall we stretch our eye when capital crimes, chewed, swallowed, and digested appear before us? Will yet enlarge the man, though Cambridge, Scroop, and Grey, in their dear care, would have him punished. Now, to our French causes. Who are the late commissioners?
I one, my lord, your highness bade me ask for today.
As you did me, my liege.
And I, my royal sovereign.
Then, Richard, Earl of Cambridge, there is yours. And yours, Lord Scroop of Marsham, and Sir Knight Grey of Northumberland. The same as yours. Read them and know, I know your worthiness. My Lord of Bedford and Uncle Exeter, we will aboard tonight. Why, how now, gentlemen? What read you in those papers that hath lose so much complexion? Look ye, how their cheeks have changed. They are paper. Why, what read you there that hath so cowardly chased your blood out of appearance?
I do confess my fault, and do submit me to your highness's mercy.
To which we all appeal.
You must not dare for shame to talk of mercy, for your own reasons turn into your bosoms. See you, my princes and noble peers, these English monsters. My lord of Cambridge here, you know how apt my love was to this man, who, for a few light crowns, lightly conspired to kill us here in Hampton. To the which, this night, no bounties bound for us that Cambridge is, have likewise sworn. Oh, but what shall I say to thee, Lord Scroop? Thou cruel, thou that didst bear the key to all my counsel, that almost mightest have coined me into gold. May it be possible that foreign hire could extract out of thee one spark of evil that might annoy my finger. 'Tis too strange. Oh, how hast thou with jealousy affected the sweetness of affiance? Show men dutiful. Why so didst thou? Seem they grave and learned? Why so didst thou? Come they of noble family? Why so didst thou? Such and so finely bolted didst thou seem, and thus thy fall hath left a blot to mock the full front man and best endue with some suspicion. Their faults are open. Rest them to the answer of the law, and God acquit them of their practices.
Our purposes God justly hath discovered, and I repent my fault more than my own death, which I beseech your highness to forgive, although my body pay the price of it.
For me, the gold of France did not seduce, although I do admit it as a motive, the suitor to effect what I intended. But God be thanked for prevention.
Never did more faithful subject more rejoice at discovery of most dangerous treason than I do. At this hour, do I o'er myself, my fault, if not my body. Pardon, sovereign.
God quit you in his mercy. Hear your sentence. You have conspired against our royal person. Withal, you would have sold your king to slaughter, his princes and peers to servitude, his subjects to oppression and contempt. Touching our person, we seek no revenge, but we our kingdom's safety must so tender, that to the answers of her laws, we do deliver you to instant death. So get you therefore hence, and may God in mercy give you patience to endure and true repentance. Bear them hence. Now, my lords, to France, for we doubt not of a fair and lucky war, since God so graciously hath shed to light the dangerous treason lurking in our way, cheerily to see the signs of war advance. No king of England, if not the king of France.
Prithee, honey sweet husband, let me bring thee to Staines.
No, for my manly heart doth burn.
Rodolph, be blithe.
Nim, rouse thy vaunting veins. Boy, bristle thy courage up. For Falstaff, he is dead, and we must earn therefore.
Would I were with him, wheresoever he is, either in heaven or he is in hell.
Nay, sure, he's not in hell. He's in Arthur's bosom, if ever man went to Arthur's bosom. He parted and went away, and it had been any Christian child. And he parted even, just between 12 and 1, even at the turning of the tide. For as I watched him fumble with the sheets and play with flowers and smile upon his fingers' ends, I knew there was but one way, for his nose was sharp as a pen, and he babbled of green fields. How now, Sir John, quoth I, what man? Be of good cheer. So he cried out, God, 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 3 or 4 times, and now I, to comfort him, bid him he should not think of God. I hoped there was no need for him to trouble himself with such thoughts yet. So he bid me lay more clothes on his feet. I put my hand into the bed and felt them, and they was cold as any stone. Then I felt up to his knees, and they was cold as any stone, and so upward and upward, and always as cold as any stone.
They say he cried out of sack.
Aye, that he did.
And women?
Nay, that he did not.
Well, the fuel is gone that maintained that fire. Well, that's all the riches I got in his service.
Well, shall we, Shog? The king will be gone from Southampton.
Come, let's away. My love, meet thy lips. Look to my chattels and to my movables. The word is pitch and pay. Trust none, for oaths are straws. Men's faiths are wafer cakes, and hold fast is the only dog. Go, clear thy crystals. Yoke fellows in arms, let us to France. Touch your soft mouth and march.
Farewell, hostess.
I cannot kiss. That is the humor of it. But adieu.
Let housewife reappear. Keep close, I be command.
Farewell! Adieu.
Thus, with imagined wing, our swift scene flies, in motion of no less celerity than that of thought. Now to the French king's court. The French, advised by good intelligence of this most dreadful preparation, shake in their fear, and with pale policy seek to divert the English purposes. The king will offer up to royal Harry Catherine his daughter, and with her to dowry some petty and unprofitable dukedoms. The offer likes not. Think then that you see the well-appointed king at Hampton Pier embark his royalty with his brave fleet, holding due course to Harfleur. Follow, follow, grapple your minds to sternage of this navy, and leave your England as dead midnight still. Work, work your thoughts, and therein see a siege. Behold the ordnance on their carriages, with fatal mouths gaping on girded Harfleur. The gunner now the devilish cannon touches, and down goes all before them. Still, be kind, and eke out our performance with your mind.
Thus comes the English with full power upon us. More than carefully it us concerns to answer royally in our defenses. Therefore the Duke de Berry shall make forth, and you, Prince Dauphin, with all swift dispatch, to new repair and man our towns of war. It fits us then to be as provident as fear may teach us.
My most redoubted father, it is most meet we arm us against the foe, for peace itself should not so dull a kingdom, but that defenses ought to be maintained, as were a bloody war in expectation. Therefore I say, 'tis meet we all go forth. But let us do it with no show of fear. No, with no more than if we heard that England was busied with a Winston Morris dance. For, my good liege, She is so idly, King, that fear attends her not.
No, peace, Prince Dauphin. You're too much mistaken in this king. Question your grace the late ambassadors. With what great state he had their embassy? How well supplied with noble counselors? How terrible in constant resolution? And there you'll find his former vanities were like the outside of a Trojan horse, hiding his danger in a seeming folly.
Well, 'tis not so, my lord high constable. But though we think it so, it is no matter. In cases of defense, 'tis best to weigh the enemy more mighty than he seems.
Think we King Harry strong, and princes, look you strongly armed to meet him.
Ambassadors from Harry, King of England, you crave admittance unto your majesty.
We will give them present audience. Go, and bring them. You see this chase is hotly followed, friends.
Good my liege, take up the English short and show them of what a monarchy you are the head.
From our brother England.
From him. And thus, he greets your majesty. He wills you, in the name of God Almighty, that you should divest yourself and lay apart the borrowed glories that by gift of heaven, by law of nature and of nations, belong to him and to his heirs, namely the crown and all wide-stretched honors that pertain unto the crown of France. That you may know 'tis no sinister nor no awkward claim, he wills you o'erlook this pedigree. And when you find him evenly derived from his most famed of famous ancestors, Edward III, he bids you then resign your crown and kingdom.
Or else what follows?
Bloody constraint. For if you hide the crown, even in your hearts, there will he break for it. He bids you, in the bowels of the Lord, deliver up the crown, and have mercy on those poor souls for whom this hungry war opens its vasty jaws, and on your head the widow's tears, the orphan's cries, the pining maiden's groans issued in pain, for husbands, fathers, and betrothed lovers, that shall be swallowed in this controversy. This is his claim, his threatening, and my message, unless the dolphin be in presence here.
I stand here for him. What to him from England?
Scorn and defiance, slight regard and contempt. Thus says my king, and if your father's highness do not, in grant of all demands at large sweeten the bitter mock you send his majesty, he will call you to so hot an answer for it, that caves and mountainsides of France shall chide your trespass and return your mock in sounding echo of his ordinance.
Say, if my father renders fair return, it is against my will. For I desire nothing but odds with England. To that end, as matching his youth and vanity, I did present him with the Paris balls.
For us, we will consider of this further. Tomorrow shall you know our mind at full, and bear our answer back to our brother.
Dispatch us with all speed, lest our king come here himself to question our delay, for he is footed in this land already.
You shall be soon dispatched with fair conditions. The night is but small breath and little pause to consider matters of this consequence.
Once more to the breach, dear friends, once more! I'll close up the wall with all English dead. Now, imitate the action of the tiger. Stiffen up the sinews, summon up the blood. Disguise fair nature with hard-favored rage. Set the teeth and stretch the nostrils wide. Hold hard the breath and bend up every spirit to his full height. On and on, you noblest English, for none of you are so mean in face that have not noble luster in your eyes. I see you standing like greyhounds in the strip, straining upon the start, and upon the charge, cry God for Harry, England, and St. George! Ah!
Breathe, Corporal, stay! The knocks are too hot, and for mine own part I have not a case of lives. The humor of it is too hot. That is the very plain song of it.
The plain song is most just, for humors do abound. Knocks go and come, God's vassals drop and die. Sword and shield and bloody field to win immortal fame.
Would I were in an alehouse in London, I'd give all my fame for a pot of ale and safety.
Oh, and I.
Up to the breach, you dogs! Avaunt, you Collians!
Oh, be merciful, great Duke, to men of mold. Abate thy rage, abate thy manly rage. Abate thy rage, good captain, good barcog. Abate thy rage, use lenity, sweet chuck.
These be good humors. Your honor wins bad humors.
Come, Llewellyn. You must come presently to the mines. The Duke of Gloucester will speak with you.
To the mines? Tell you the Duke, it is not so good to come to the mines. But look you, the mines is not according to the disciplines of the war. The concavities of it is not sufficient. For, look you, the adversary you may discuss unto the Duke has digged himself 4 yards under the countermine. By Cecil! I think it will blow up all if there is not better deductions!
The town sounds a parley.
Captain Gower, look you, when there is more better opportunity to be required, I will tell you what it is to be in the war.
How yet resolved the governor of the town? This is our latest parlay, we will admit. Therefore, to our best mercy, give yourselves. If I do begin the battery once again, I will not leave the half-achieved half-floor till in her ashes she lies buried it. And the flushed soldier, rough and hard of heart, and liberty of bloody hand shall reign with conscience white as hell, mowing like grass your fresh-fed virgins and your flowering infants. Why? What is it then to me, if impious war, with smirked complexion, all failed deeds, and linked to waste and desolation? What's it to me if you yourselves are cause, if your pure maidens do fall into the hands of hot and forcing violation? Take pity of your town and of your people, whilst yet my soldiers are in my command. Why, if not, see the blind and bloody soldier with foul hands defile the locks of your shrill shrieking daughters. Your fathers, taken by their silver beards, their most ripened head dashed to the walls. Your naked infants spitted upon pikes, whilst the mad mothers wail their innocence. What say you? Will you yield and thus avoid, or guilty in defense, be thus destroyed?
Our expectation hath this day an end. The Dauphin, whom of succors we entreated, returns us that his powers are yet not ready to raise so great a siege. Therefore, great King, we yield our town and lives to thy soft mercy.
Open up your gates. Come, Uncle Excellent. Go you and into Harfleur. There remain and fortify it strongly against the French. Use mercy to them all. For us, dear uncle, the winter is coming and sickness growing upon our shoulders. We will retire to Calais. But tonight in Harfleur we will be your guest, and tomorrow for the march. Are we address?
certain he hath reached the river Somme.
And if he be not fought withal, my lord, let us leave France. Let us quit all and give our vineyards to a barbarous people.
Day you vivant, shall a few sprays of us, the emptying of our father's lechery, spurt up so suddenly like unto weeds? Normans, but bastard Normans. Norman bastards!
Day you, day back to you. Where have they this metal? Is not the climate foggy, raw, and dole? On whom, as in despite, the sun looks pale? And can their barley broth, a drench for jades, decoct their cold blood to such a valiant heat? And our quick blood, spirited with wine, seem frosty. 'Tis dishonor to our land.
Our madams mock at us, and plainly say our metal is bred out, and they will give their bodies to the lust of English youth to noose France with bastard warriors. Where is Montjoy the herald? Speed him hence. Let him greet England with our sharp defiance. Up, princes, and with spirit of honor edge more sharper than your swords, high to the field. Charles de la Bray, High Constable of France, high dukes, great princes, barons, lords, and knights, for your great seats now quit you of great shames. Bring hairy England that sweeps through our land with pennants painted in the blood of Harfleur, in captive chariot, into Rouen.
Sorry I am, his numbers are so few. His soldiers sick and famished from their march, for I am sure that when he shall see our army, he'll drop his heart into the sink of fear.
Therefore, Lord Constable, haste on Montjoy, and let him say to England that we send to know what willing ransom he will give. Now forth, Lord Constable and princes all, and quickly bring us word of England's fall.
Come, Fluelle. Come ye from the bridge?
I assure you, there is very excellent services committed at the bridge.
Is the Duke of Exeter safe?
The Duke of Exeter is as magnanimous as Agamemnon, and a man that I love and honor with my soul and my heart and my duty and my life and my living and my uttermost power. He has not, God be praised and blessed, any hurt in the world, but keeps the bridge most valiantly with excellent discipline.
Captain, I thee beseech to do me favours. The Duke of Exeter doth love thee well.
Aye, I praise God, and I have merited some love at his hands.
Bardolph, a soldier, firm and sound of heart, hath by cruel fate and giddy fortune's fickle wheel been condemned to die. He hath stolen from church, and hanged must he be. At gallows gate for dogs, let him go free, and let not hemp his windpipe suffocate. The Duke of Exeter doth give the doom of death. Therefore go speak, the Duke will hear thy voice. Speak, Captain, for his life and I will thee requite.
Nay, ancient pistol, look you, if he were my brother, I would desire the Duke to use his good pleasure and put him to execution, where discipline ought to be used.
Die and be damned, the figure for thy friendship.
Very good.
I say a fit within thy bowels, a dirty maw.
It is well.
Why, 'tis an arrant counterfeit rascal. I remember him. Fawn and cat-purse. Why, 'tis a gull, a fool, a rogue, who now and then goes to the wars to grace himself in his return to London under the form of a soldier. Such fellows are perfect in the great commander's names, and will learn you by rote where services were done, and this they con perfectly in the phrase of war, which they trick up with new tunes oaths.
Hark you, the king is coming, and I must speak with him from the bridge. God bless your majesty.
How now, Llewellyn? Camest thou from the bridge?
Aye, so please your majesty. The Duke of Exeter has very gallantly maintained the bridge. The French is gone off, look you, and the Duke of Exeter is master of the bridge.
What men have we lost, Llewellyn?
The perdition of the adversary has been very great. Reasonable great. Marry, for my part, I think the Duke hath lost never a man, but one who's like to be executed for robbing a church. When Bardolph, if your majesty know the man, his face is all buckles and whelps and knobs and flames of fire, but his nose is executed and his fire is out.
We would have all such offenses so cut off. And we give express charge that our march through the country, there be nothing compelled from the villages, nothing taken but paid for, none of the French upbraided or abused in disdainful language. For when lenity and cruelty play for a kingdom, the gentle gamester is the soonest winner.
You know me by my habit,
Well, then I know thee. What shall I know of thee?
my master's mind.
Unfold it.
Thus says my king. Say thou to Harry of England, we could have rebuked him at Harfleur, but that we thought not good to bruise an injury till we're full right. Now, we speak upon our cue, and our voice is imperial. England shall repent his folly, see his weakness, and admire our sufferings. Bid him, therefore, consider of his ransom, which must proportion the losses we have borne and the disgrace we have digested. Yet, for our losses, his exchequer is too poor, and for our disgrace, his own person kneeling at our feet, but a weak and worthless satisfaction. Tell him, for conclusion, he has betrayed his followers, whose condemnation is pronounced. So far, my king and master, so much my offer.
Thou dost thy office fairly. Turn thee back and tell thy king I do not seek him now, but could be willing to march unto Calais without impeachment. For, to say the sooth, though 'tis no wisdom to confess so much, my people are with sickness and much enfeebled. My numbers lessen, and those few I have almost no better than so many French. So tell thy master, here I am. My ransom is this frail and worthless trunk. We do not seek a battle as we are, nor as we are, we say we shall not shun it. Tell thy master.
I shall deliver so. Thanks to your highness.
I hope they will not come upon us now.
We are in God's hands, brothers, not in theirs. It draws towards night. March towards the bridge.
Now entertain conjecture of a time when creeping murmur and the pouring dark fills the wide vessel of the universe. The confident and over-lusty French do chide the crippled tardy gate at night. The poor condemned in English, all the while like sacrifices by their watchful fires, sit patiently and inly ruminate. The royal captain of this ruined band now walks from watch to watch, from tent to tent, for forth he goes and visits all his host, bids them good morrow with a modest smile, and calls them brothers, friends, and countrymen. Upon his royal face there is no note, how dread an army hath enrounded them. Thus every wretch, pining and pale before, beholding him, plucks comfort from his looks. His sunny look doth give to every one thawing cold fear, for mean and gentle all, a little touch of Harry in the night.
Tut! I have the best armor of the world. Would it were day.
You have a most excellent armor, but give my horse his due.
Oh, well, it's the best horse of Europe.
Will it never be morning?
My lord of Burgundy and my lord high constable. You talk of horse and armor.
You are as well provided of both as any prince in the world.
What a long night is this? I will not change my horse with any that treads but on four pasterns. Le cheval volant, the Pegasus. When I bestride him, I soar. I'm a hawk. He trots the air.
He is the color of the nutmeg.
And of the heat, of the ginger, it is a beast for Perseus. It is pure air and fire, and the dull elements of earth and water never appear in him, but only in patient stillness, while his rider mounts him.
Indeed, my lord, it is a most absolute and excellent horse.
It is the Prince of Palfreys, His neigh is like the bidding of a monarch, and his countenance enforces homage.
No more, cousin.
Nay, the man hath no wit, that cannot, from the rising of the lark to the lodging of the lamb, very deserved praise on my palfrey. I once read a sonnet in his praise, and began thus: wonder of nature.
I think I've heard a sonnet begin to, as to one's mistress.
And did they imitate that which I composed to my courser? For my horse is my mistress.
Your mistress bears well.
Nay, for methought yesterday your mistress shrewdly shook your back.
So perhaps did yours.
Mine was not bridled, and even as your horse bears your praises, who would trot so well were some of your brags dismounted.
Would that I were able to load him with his dessert. Will it never be day? I will trot tomorrow a mile, and my way shall be paved with English faces.
I should not say so, for fear I should be faced out of my boast, but I would it were morning, for I would fain be about the ears of the English.
'Tis midnight. I'll go arm myself.
The Dauphin longs for morning. He longs to eat the English.
I think he will eat or he kills.
I know him to be valiant.
I was told by someone who knows him better than you.
What's he?
Oh, Mary, he told me so himself, and said he did not care who knew it.
Ill will never said well.
I'll cap that proverb with, there is flattery in friendship.
And I will add to that, give the devil his due.
Well placed, there stands your friend for the devil. Would it were morning. Alas, for Harry of England, he longs not for the dawning as we do.
What a wretched and peevish fellow, this King of England.
If the English had any apprehension, they'd run away.
That they lack. For if they had any intellectual armor, they couldn't wear such heavy headpieces.
Just. And leaving their wits with their wives, and then give them great meals of beef and iron and steel. They'll eat like wolves and fight like devils.
But they are most shrewdly out of beef.
Then shall we find tomorrow that they have only stomachs to eat and none to fight. Now is the time to arm. Come, show me about it.
It's 2 o'clock. Let me see. By 10, we'll have 100 Englishmen each.
Lost it is true, we are in great danger. The greater therefore should our courage be. Good God. Some soul of goodness and things evil for our bad neighbors makes us early stirs, which is both healthy and good husbandry. Oh, good morrow, Captain Gower, my old friend. A good soft fellow for that good white head were better than this churlish turf of France.
Not so, my liege. This lodging likes me better, since I may say, now lie I like a king.
'Tis good for men to love their present things. Good captain, lend me thy cloak. Brother, commend me to the prentice of our camp. Do my good morrow to them, and anon desire them meet me at my pavilion.
I shall, my liege.
Shall I attend your grace?
No, my good old knight. Me and my bosom must debate a while, and I would have no other company.
Lord in heaven bless thee, noble Harry.
God of mercy, old heart, thou speakest cheerfully.
Ivalla,
A friend,
discuss unto me. Art thou officer, or art thou base, common, and popular?
a gentleman of company. Who are you?
Good a gentleman as the emperor.
Then you are better than the king.
The king is a forecock, and a heart of gold, a lad of life, and imp of fame. Kiss his dirty shoe. From heartstring I love the lovely glory. What is thy name?
Harry Leroy.
Leroy. Cornish name. Art thou of Cornish crew?
No, I'm a Welshman.
Knowest thou Llewellyn?
Yes.
Tell him I'll knock his leg about his pate upon St. David's Day.
Do not wear your dagger and your cap that day, lest he knock that about yours.
Art thou his friend?
And kinsman too.
Oh, bigger for thee then.
I think.
My name is Pistol Cole.
Sorts well with your fierceness. God be with you.
name of Jesus Christ, speak lower. It is the greatest admiration of the universal world when the true and ancient prerogatives and laws of the world is not kept. If you would take the pains but to examine the wars of Pompey the Great, you shall find, I warrant you, there is no tittle-toddle nor pibble-pabble in Pompey's camp.
Why, the enemy is loud. You hear him all night.
Oh, if the enemy were an ass and a fool and a prating coxcomb, is it meet, think you, that we should also, look you, be an ass and a fool and a prating coxcomb? In your own conscience now.
Well, I will speak lower.
I pray you and beseech you that you will.
Even though it appear a little out of fashion, there was much care and valor in this Welshman.
Brother John Bates, not that the morning which breaks yonder.
I think it be, but we have no great cause to desire the approach of day.
Yonder we see the breaking of the day, but I'm afeard we will never see the end of it. Who goes there?
A friend.
Under what captain serve you?
Under Sir Thomas Erpingham.
Good old commander, and a most kind gentleman. I pray thee, what thinks he of our estate?
Even as a man wrecked upon the sand that looks to be washed off the next tide.
He hath not told his thought to the king?
No, nor is it not meant he should, for though I speak it to you, I think the king is but a man as I am. Therefore, when he sees reasons of fear, as we do, his fears be out of doubt of the same relish as ours are. Yet, in reasons, no man should possess him an appearance of fear, lest he, by showing it, should dishearten his army.
He may show what outward courage he will, but I believe, as cold a night as 'tis, he could wish himself in Thames up to the neck. So I would he were, and I by him at all adventures, so we were quit here.
By my troth, I will speak my conscience of the king. I think he would not wish himself anywhere but where he is.
Then I would he were here alone. So should he be sure to be ransomed and a many poor men's lives saved.
I dare say you do not love the king so will ill to wish him here alone. Howsoever, you speak this to hear other men's minds. Methinks I cannot die anywhere as content as in the king's company, his cause being just and his quarrel honorable.
That's more than we know.
Aye, more than we should seek after. For we know enough if we know we are the king's subjects. If his cause be wrong, our obedience to the king wipes the crime of it out of us.
But if the cause be not good, then the king himself hath a heavy reckoning to make. When all those legs and arms and heads chopped off in battle gather together at the latter day and cry all, we died at such a place. Some swearing, some calling for a surgeon, some upon their wives left poor behind them, some upon the debts they owe, some upon their children rawly left. I'm afeard there few die well that die in a battle. For how can they charitably dispose of anything when blood is their argument? Now, if these men do not die well, it will be a black matter for the king that led them to it.
So, if a son by his father sent upon merchandise do sinfully miscarry upon the sea, the imputation of his wickedness under your rule should be imposed on his father that sent him. Or if a servant, under his master's command, transporting a sum of money, is assailed by robbers and dies of many irreconcilable iniquities, you may call the business of the master the author of the servant's damnation. But that is not so. The king is not bound to answer the particular endings of a soldier, the father of his son, nor the master of a servant. For they purpose not their lives when they purpose their services. Every subject's duty is the king's, but every subject's soul is his own. So therefore let every soldier do as every sick man in his bed, and wash away every mote of conscience, and in dying so, death is to him advantage.
Aye, 'tis certain every man that dies ill, the ill upon his own head. The king is not to answer it.
But I do not desire that he should answer for me, and yet I determined to fight lustily for him.
I myself heard the king say he would not be ransomed.
Aye, he said so, to make us fight cheerfully. But when our throats are cut, he may be ransomed, and we ne'er the wiser.
If I live to see it, I would never trust his word hereafter.
You pay him then. That's a perilous shot out of an elder gun that a poor and private displeasure could do against a monarch. You may as well try to turn the sun to ice with fanning in his face with a peacock's feather. You'll never trust his word after come. 'Tis a foolish saying.
Your reproof is something to round, and would be angry with you if the timing were convenient.
Let it be a quarrel between us, if you live.
I embrace it.
How will I know thee again?
Give me any gauge of thine, and I'll wear it.
Here's my glove. Give me another of thine.
There.
Be friends, you English fools, be friends. We have French quarrels enough, if you can tell how to reckon.
Indeed, the French may lay 20 crowns to 1 that they will beat us. But it is no English treason to cut French crowns. And tomorrow the king himself will be a clipper. Give you good night. Upon the king, let us our lives, our souls, our debts, our careful wives, our children, and our sins lay on the king. We must bear all. What infinite heart's ease must king neglects that private men enjoy? And what have kings that privates have not too? Safe ceremony? Safe general ceremony? And what art thou idle ceremony? Art thou aught but place, degree, and form, creating awe and fear in other men, wherein thou art less happy being feared than they are in fearing? What drinkest thou oft instead of homage sweet, but poison flattery? Be sick, great greatness, and bid thy ceremony give me the cure. Thinkest thou the fiery fever will go out when tight was blown from adulation? Will it give place to flexure and low bending? Canst thou, when thou commandest the beggar's knee, command the health of it? No, thy proud dream that playest so subtly with the king's repose. I am a king, and know and find thee. 'Tis not the balm, the scepter, or the ball, the throne he sits on, nor the tide of pomp that beats upon the high shore of this world. No, not all of these thrice gorgeous ceremonies, not all of these laid in bed majestical can sleep so soundly as the wretched slave, who, with a body filled and vacant mind, gets him to rest, crammed with distressful bread. Never sees her at night, nor like the child of hell, but like a lackey from the Rise to set the sweats in the eye of Phoebus, and all night sleeps in Elysium, and next day after dawn doth rise and help Hyperion to his horse, and following so the ever-running year with profitable labor to his grave. But for ceremony, such a wretch, winding up the days with toil and the nights with sleep, had the forehand advantage of a king. The slave, a member of country's peace, enjoys it. But gross-brained little wots what watches the king keeps to maintain the peace, whose ours, the peasants, best advantages.
My lord, your nobles, jealous of your absence, search throughout the camp for you.
My good old knight, collect them all together at my tent. I'll be before thee.
I shall do it, my lord.
O God of battles, steel my soldiers' hearts. Possess them not with fear. Take from them the sense of reckoning. At least the opposing numbers pluck their hearts from them.
My liege.
Aye, my brother's Gloucester's voice. I know thy errand, and will go with thee. The day, my friends, and all things stay with me.
Intermission shall be 15 minutes.
The sun doth gild our armor. Up, my lords!
Montez à cheval, my horse! Parle la ha!
Oh, brave spirit! Now, my lord constable.
English are in battle, you French peers, to horse! You, gallant princes, straight to horse! Do but behold yon fore and starboard band! There is not work enough for all our hands. Then let the trumpet sound, the tucket sonnets, and the note to mount, or our approach shall so much dare the field, that England shall couch down in fear and yield.
Shall we go send them dinners and fresh suits, and give their fasting horses provender, and after fight with them?
Nay, I stay but for my colours to the field. I will a banner from a trumpet take, and use it for my haste. Come away, the sun is high, and we outwear the day. Huzzah!
Where is the king?
The king himself is rode to view their battle. Of fighting men they have full 'thousand. That's 5 to 1. Besides, they all are fresh.
God's arm strike with us. 'Tis a fearful odds. God be with you, princes all. I'll to my charge. And if we no more meet until we meet in heaven, then joyfully, my good cousin Bedford, my brother Gloucester, and my good Westmoreland, all my kind kinsmen, warriors all, adieu.
Farewell, good Exeter, and good luck go with thee.
Farewell, kind lord, fight valiantly today. And yet, I do thee wrong to mind thee of it, for thou art framed with firm to valor.
He is full of valor as of kindness, princely in both.
Oh, that we now have here but one of 10,000 of those men in England that do no work today.
What is he that wishes so? My cousin Westmoreland. No, my fair cousin. If we are marked to die, we are enough to do our country's loss. But if to live, the fewer men, the greater share of honor. God's will, I pray thee, wish not one man more. By Jove, I am not covetous for gold. It yearns me not if men my garments wear. Such outward things dwell not in my desires. If it be a sin to covet honor, I am the most offending soul alive. No faith, my cuz, wish not a man from England. God's peace, I would not lose so great an honor as one more man methinks that would share from me for the best hope I have. Oh, wish not one more, rather proclaim it, Westmoreland, through my host, that he that hath no stomach in this fight, let him depart. His passport shall be made. We will not die in that man's company that fears his fellowship to die with us. This day is called the Feast of Crispian, and he that outlives the day and comes home safe will stand a tiptoe when the day is named and rouse him in the name of Crispian. He that outlives the day and see old age will yearly in the vigil feast his neighbors and say, tomorrow is St. Crispin. Then will he strip his sleeve and show his scars and say, these wounds I had on Crispin's day. Old men forget, yet all shall be forgot. But he'll remember with advantages what feats he did that day. And then shall our names be familiar in his house as household words. Harry the King, Bedford, Exeter, Westmoreland, Salisbury, Gloucester, and the rest be in their flowing cups freshly remembered, and Crispian shall ne'er go by from this day until the ending of the world. But we in it shall be remembered. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. And be he ne'er so vile that this day shall gentle his condition. And gentlemen in England now abed will think themselves accursed they will not hear, and hold their manhood cheap with any that fought with us here on St. Crispin's Day!
My sovereign lord, bestow yourself with speed. The French are bravely in their battles set, and will with all expedients charge on us.
All things be ready if our minds be so.
Perish the man whose mind is backward now.
Dost thou wish more help from England, cuz?
God's will, my liege, would you and I alone without more help could fight this royal battle.
Why, now thou hast unwished 5,000 men. What likes me better than to wish just one? You know your places. God be with you all.
Once more, I come to know of thee, King Harry. Before thy ransom thou wilt now compound, before thy most assured overthrow.
Who hath sent thee now?
The Constable of France.
I pray thee, bear my former answer back again. Bid them achieve me, or sell my bones. Good God, why should they mock poor fellows thus? I will speak it proudly. Tell the constable we are but warriors in the working day, our gayness and our guild all besmirched in the rainy march in the painful field. My poor soldiers tell me yet ere night they will be in fresher robes, and they will pluck the gay new coats ere the French soldiers' heads.
Aye!
Come thou no more for ransom, gentle herald. Thou shalt have them. By these my joints I swear, such as they are. So tell the constable.
I shall, King Harry. So fare thee well. Thou shalt never hear herald any more.
I fear thou wilt once more come again for ransom. Come, nobles, brothers, soldiers, march away. How thou pleasest God, dispose the day!
Line! God and St. Dennis! Archers! Friends! For France! For Paris! For France! For Paris! Police! Center! Police! Position! Two!
Oh, Signor! Les jours est perdu! Tout est perdu!
Morte mauvais, all is confounded all. Reproach and everlasting shame sits mocking in our plumes. Oh, merchant fortune, do not run away.
Why all our rakes are broke?
Oh, perdurable shame, let's stab ourselves. Be these the wretches we played at dice for?
Is this the king we sent you for his ransom? Shame, shame! Nothing but shame! Let us die with honor, Westmore back again!
Disorder that has spoiled us, friend us now. Let us on heaps go offer up our lives.
We have enough yet living in the field to smother the English with our throngs, if we have an order yet thought upon.
The devil take order now. I'll to the throng. Let life be short, or shame will be too long. Ah! 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 Yeah!
Kill the boys and the luggage. 'Tis expressly against the law of arms. 'Tis as added a piece of knavery. Argue now as can be offered. In your conscience now, is it not?
Why, 'tis certain there's not a boy left alive. The cowardly rascals that had run from the battle had done this slaughter. Besides, they've burned or carried away all that is in the king's tent. There comes his majesty.
I was not angry since I came to France until this instant. Take a trumpet, herald. Ride out to the horsemen on yon hill. If they will fight with us, bid them come down. If they will do neither, void the field, they do offend our sight. We will come to them. Besides, we will cut the throats of those we have, and not one man more shall taste our mercy. Go and tell them so.
Ah!
comes the herald of the French, my liege.
His eyes are humbler than they used to be.
How now? What means this herald? Knowest thou not that I find these bones of mine for ransom? Camest thou again for ransom?
No, great king. I come to thee for charitable license, that we may wander o'er this bloody field, to look our dead, and then to bury them, to sort our nobles from our common men, for many of our princes, woe the while, lay drowned and soaked in mercenary blood. So do our vulgar, do drench their peasant limbs in blood of princes. Oh, give us leave, great king, to view the field in safety, and dispose of their dead bodies.
I tell thee truly, herald, I know not if the day be ours or no, for yet many of your horsemen peer and gallop o'er the fields.
The day is yours.
Praise be to God, and not our straight for it!
Huzzah!
What is the castle called that stands hard by?
They call it Agincourt.
And call we this the field of Agincourt. Good captain, go with him. Bring us just a cord of all the number dead on both of our parts. Call yonder fellow hither.
Soldier, you must come to the king.
Soldier, why wearest thou that glove in thy cap?
And it please your majesty, 'tis the gage of one that I should fight withal. If he be alive.
An Englishman.
And it please your majesty, a rascal that I swaggered with me last night. And if he be alive and ever dare to challenge this glove, I'll give him a box of the ear. Or if I find my glove in his cap, I'll strike it out soundly.
What think you, Captain Llewellyn? Is it fit this soldier keep his oath?
He is a craven and a villain else, and please your majesty in my conscience.
Then keep thy vows, sirrah, when thou meetest the fellow.
I will admire your majesty as I live.
Whose service thou under?
Under Captain Gower, my liege.
Gower is a good captain, and has good knowledge and literature in the wars.
I pray thee, seek him.
I will, my liege.
Here, Llewellyn, wearest thou this favor for me, and stick it in thy cap? When Alençon and myself were down together, I plucked that glove from his helm. If any man challenge that, he is a friend of Alençon and an enemy to our person. If thou encounter any such, apprehend him.
Your majesty does me as great honors as can be desired in the hearts of his subjects. I would fain see the man that has but 2 legs that would find himself aggraved at this glove, that is all. But I would fain see it once, and please God of his grace that I might say.
Knowest thou Gower?
He is my dear friend, and please you.
I pray thee, seek him and bring him to my tent.
I will fetch him.
My brother Bedford and my brother Gloucester, follow Llewellyn closely at the heels. The glove which I have given him for a favor may happily purchase him a box of the ear. It was the soldier and I bargained to wear it myself. Follow, brother Bedford. Follow and make sure there be no harm between them. Go you with me.
I warrant it is tonight, you captain.
God dwell in his pleasure. Captain, I beseech you now come apace to the king. There is more good toward you, peradventure, than is in your knowledge to dream of.
Sarah, know you this glove?
Know the glove? I know the glove is a glove.
I know this, and thus I challenge it.
Blood! An it, traitor! As any is in the universal world, or in France, or in England!
Oh, now, sir, you villain!
You think I'll be forsworn?
Stand away, Captain Gower! I will give treason his payment, I warrant you!
I am no traitor!
That's a lie in thy throat! I charge you, in his majesty's name, apprehend him! He's a friend of the Duke Alençon.
How now?
my lord of Bedford, here it is. God be praised for it. A most contagious treason come to light, as you shall desire in a summer's day.
How now? What's the matter?
My liege, here is a villain and a traitor that, look your grace, has struck the glove which your majesty has taken out of the helmet of Alincoln.
Your majesty, this is my glove, and here is the fellow of it. And he that I gave it to in change promised to wear it in his cap. And I promised to strike him if he did. I found this fellow with my glove in his cap, and I have been as good as my word.
Your majesty, here now, saving your majesty's manhood. What an arrant, rascally, beggarly, lousy knave it is! I hope your majesty is bearing me testimony and witness, and will avouchment that this is the glove of Alincoln which your majesty has given me, in your conscience now.
Give me thy glove, soldier. Look, here is the fellow of it. Was I indeed that promised to strike, and now thou hast given me most bitter terms.
And please your majesty, let his neck answer for it, if there is any martial law in the world.
How canst thou do me satisfaction?
Your majesty, all offenses come from the heart. Never came any from mine that might offend your majesty.
It was ourselves thou didst abuse.
Your majesty came not like yourself. You came to me but as a common man. And what your highness suffered under that shape, I beg your highness to take it for your own fault, and not mine. For had you been as I took you for, I made no offense. Therefore I beseech your highness, pardon me.
Here, Brother Gloucester, fill this glove with crowns and give it to this fellow. Keep it, fellow, and wear it in thy honor and in thy cap till I do challenge it again. Give him the crowns, and captain, you must needs be friends with him.
Why this day and this light? The fellow has metal enough in his belly. I pray you to serve God and keep you out of prose and problems and quarrels and dissensions. And I warrant you, it is the better for you.
Now, captain, are the dead numbered?
It is the number of the slaughtered French.
What prisoners of sorts are taken?
Charles, Duke of Orleans, nephew to the king, John, Duke of Bourbon, and Lord Berkequalt. Of lords and barons, knights and squires, some full 1,500, besides common men.
This note doth tell me of 10,000 French that in the field lay slain. Of princes in this number, and noble bearing banners, there lies dead 126. Add to these, of knights, esquires, and gallant gentlemen, 8,400, of the which 500 were but yesterday dubbed knights. So that in the 10,000 they have lost, there are but 1,600 mercenaries, the rest are but princes, barons, lords, knights, esquires, and gentlemen of blood and quality. Here is a royal fellowship to death. Where is the number of our English dead? Edward, the Duke of York, the Earl of Suffolk, Sir Richard Kentley, Davy Graham, Esquire, and none else of name. All other men but 25. O God, thy arm was here, and not to us, to thy own arm alone, when, without stratagem, but in plain shock were ever known so little plays of battle, on one side and on the other. Take that, God, for it is none else but thine.
'Tis wonderful.
Come, go we in procession to the village. Let the dead be proclaimed through our host, to boast of this, or to take praise from God, which is his only.
Is it not lawful, and please your majesty, to tell how many is killed?
Yes, captain, but with this acknowledgement that God fought with us.
Yes, my conscience, he did us great good.
Do we all holy rites, and let there be sung non nubis and Te Deum, the dead with charity and clothed with clay, to Calais then to England when near arrived from France. O happier men.
laudamus, te Deum laudamus, te Dominum, confitemus, te Deum laudamus, te Deum laudamus, te Dominus, confitemus, te Deum laudamus, te Deum laudamus, te Dominus, confitemus, te Deum laudamus, te
Vouchsafe to those that have not read the story, that I may prompt them. And of such as have, I humbly pray them to admit the excuse of time, of numbers, and due course of things, which cannot in their huge and proper life be here presented. Now we bear the king toward Calais. Grant him there. There seen, as yet the lamentation of the French invites the King of England's stay at home. The Emperor is coming in behalf of France to order peace between them, and omit all the occurrences, whatever chanced, till Harry's back return again to France. There must we bring him, and myself have played the interim by remembering you 'tis past, then Brook of Richmond, and your eyes advance after your thoughts, straight back again to France.
Peace to this meeting, wherefore we are met. Unto our brother France, health and fair time of day, and joy and good wishes to our most fair and princely cousin Catherine. And as a branch and member of this royalty by whom this great assembly is contrived, we do salute you, Duke of Burgundy, French princes and peers. Health to you all.
Right joyous are we to behold your face, most worthy brother England. And you, princes English, every one.
My duty to you both, in equal love, great kings of France and England, that I have labored with all of my wits, my pains, and strong endeavors, to bring both your imperial majesties unto this bar and royal interview. You are assembled, and my speech entreats, that I may know the let, why gentle peace should not expel these inconveniences and restore us to her former qualities.
If, Duke of Burgundy, you would the peace who once give growth to the imperfections which you have cited, you must buy that peace in full accord to all of our just demands.
The king hath seen them, but as of yet there is no answer made.
Well, then the peace which you before so urged lies in his answer.
I have but with a cursory eye o'erglanced the articles. So pleaseth your grace to appoint some of your council presently to sit with us once more, with better heed to resurvey them. We will suddenly pass and accept peremptory answer.
Brother, we shall. Go, Uncle Exeter, Brother Bedford, and you, Brother Gloucester. Take with you the free power to ratify, augment, or alter, as your best wisdom shall see advantageable for our dignity, anything in and out of our capital demands. Yet, leave our cousin Catherine here with us, for she is our capital demand comprised within the full ranks of our articles.
She hath good leave.
Fair Catherine, and most fair, will you vouchsafe to teach a soldier's terms? Such will enter a lady's ear and plead his love suit for her gentle heart.
Your Majesty shall mock at me. I cannot speak your England.
Oh, fair Catherine, if you would love me soundly with your French heart, I'd be glad to hear you confess it brokenly with your English tongue. Do you like me, Kate?
Pardonnez-moi. I cannot tell what is like me.
An angel is like you, Kate, and you are like an angel.
Que dit-il? Que je suis semblable à les anges.
Oui, vraiment? Sans votre grâce ainsi dit-il.
Oh, bon Dieu. Les langues des hommes sont pleines de tromperies.
Madam, my fair one, what says she? The tongues of the man are full of deceits.
Oui, that the tongues of the man are full of deceits. That is the princess.
The princess is the better Englishwoman. High faith, Kate, thy wooing is fit for thy understanding. I am glad thou canst speak no better English, because if thou couldst, thou would find me such a plain king, thou would think that I sold my farm to buy my crown. I know no other ways to mention in love but to directly say, I love you. If you were to urge me further than to say, do you in faith, I wear out my suit. Give me your answer, I faith do, and so clap hands and bargain. How fare you, lady?
So, votre honneur, you understand well?
Mary, if you were to put me into verses or dance for your sake, Kate, why you undo me? For the one, I have neither words nor measure. For the other, I have no strength in measure, yet reasonable measure in strength. If I can win a lady at leapfrog by vaulting in my saddle with my armor under my back, under the correction of bragging, let it be spoken, I shall quickly leap into a wife. But before God, Kate, I cannot look greenly nor gasp at my eloquence. I have no cunning in protestation, only downright oaths, which I never use to urge, nor never break for urging. If thou canst love a fellow of this temper, Kate, whose face is not worth sunburning, who never looks in his glass for love of anything he sees there, let thine eye be thy crook. I speak to thee, plain soldier. If thou canst love me for this, then take me. To say to thee, not, I shall die. 'Tis true, but for thy love, by thy Lord, no. Yet I love thee too. And whilst thou livest, dearest Kate, take a fellow of plain and uncoined constancy. For he perforce must do thee right, because he hath no gift to woo in other places. If thou wilt take such a one, take me, and take me. Take a soldier, take a king. What sayest thou then, my love? Speak, fair and fairly, I pray thee.
Is it possible that I should love the enemy of France?
No, it is not possible you should love the enemy of France, Kate, because in loving me, you shall love the friend of France. For I love France so well, I will not part with a single village of it. I will have it all mine, Kate, and when France is mine, and I am yours, and yours is France, and you are mine.
I cannot tell what is that.
No, Kate, I will tell thee in French, which I'm sure will hang upon my neck like a new married wife about her husband. Je crois, sur les dépossessions de France, la profession de moi. Let me see, St. Denis be my speed. Don't chase vos, la France it is me in. It is easier for me, Kate, to conquer the kingdom than it is to speak so much more French. I will never woo thee in French unless it be to laugh at me.
Sauf votre honneur, le français que vous parlez, il est meilleur que l'anglais lequel je parle.
No, faith, 'tis not, Kate. But speaking of thy tongue and mine, most truly falsely, must needs be granted to be as one. Canst thou understand this much English? Canst thou love me?
I cannot tell.
Can any of your neighbors tell, Kate? Why, I will ask them. Come, I knowest thou lovest me, and at night you will come into your closet, and you'll question this gentlewoman about me. And I know, Kate, you will displease with her those parts you love within me with all your heart. But, good Kate, mock me mercilessly, rather, gentle princess, because I love thee cruelly. And if ever thou be'st mine, as I have a saving faith within me that tells me thou shalt, I will get thee scrambling. And thou must prove needs a good soldier breeder. Shall not thou and I, between St. Denis and St. George, compound a boy, half English and half French? What say you, my fleur de luce?
I do not know what is that.
No, 'tis hereafter to know, but now but promise. Do, but now promise, Kate, that on your endeavor your French part such a boy, take my English moiety as the word of a prince and a bachelor. How answer you? La place belle Catherine de Monde, mon chéri d'avant 10.
Your Majesty have false French, enough to deceive the most sage demoiselle that is in France.
Fie upon my false French, but by my honor and true English, I love thee, Kate. So, most fair Catherine, will you have me? Put away your maiden blushes, vouchsafe the feelings of your heart with the looks of the Empress. Take me by the hand and say, Harry of England, I am thine, whose words will no sooner bless my ear withal. And though I say it out loud, Ireland is thine, France is thine, England is thine, and Harry Plantagenet is thine. And though I speak it before his face, if he not be the fellow with the best king, thou wilt find the best king with good fellows. Come, give me thy music, because thy voice is music, but thy English broken. Therefore, Queen of all, Catherine, break thy mind to me in broken English. Canst thou have me?
That is as it shall please the poor mon père.
It will please him, Kate. It shall please him, Kate.
Then it shall also content me.
Upon that, I kiss your hand and call you my queen.
Oh, laissez, monseigneur, laissez. Ma foi, je ne veux point que vous abaissez votre grandeur en baissant la main de votre serviteur.
Then I kiss your lips.
Les dames et demoiselles, pour être abaissées devant le monseigneur, il n'est pas la coutume de France.
Madam, my interpreter, what said she?
That it is not the custom of the ladies of France to... I cannot tell what is baiser.
To kiss.
Your Majesty entendra better que moi.
It is not in the fashions for the maids of France to kiss before they are married, would she say?
Oui, vraiment.
Oh, Kate. Nice customs, curtsy to great kings. Dear Kate, you and I cannot be confined within the weak list of a country's fashion. We are the makers of manners, Kate. Therefore, patiently and yieldly. You have witchcraft in your lips, Kate. There's more touch of sugar and elegance in them than all the tongues of the French councils. And they shall no sooner persuade Harry of England than a pension of monarchs. Here comes your father.
God save your majesty, my royal cousin. Teach you our princess English?
I would have her learn, fair coz, how perfectly I love her. And that is good English.
Is she not apt?
Our tongues are rough, cuz, and my condition is not smooth. As in having neither the heart or voice of flattery about me, I cannot so conjure up the spirit and love in her that he will appear in his true likeness. Shall Kate be my wife?
So please you.
I am content. So the maiden cities that you talk of may wait on her. So the maid that stood in the way of my wish shall show me the way to my will.
We have consented to all terms of reason.
And is it so, my lords of England?
Only he hath not yet subscribed to this, where your majesty demands that the king of France, having any occasion to write for matter of grant, shall name your highness in this form, and with this addition in French, Notre, Tres, Cher, Fili, Henry, Roy d'Angleterre, Heritier de Francais, and thus in Latin, Preclarissimus Filius Noster Henricus, Rex, Anglier, et Heres Franciae.
Nor this I have not, brother, so denied, but your request shall make me let it pass.
Well, I pray thee then, in love and dear alliance, let that one article rank with the rest. And thereupon, give me your daughter.
Take her, fair son, and from her blood raise up issue to me, that the contending kingdoms of England and France may cease their hatred, that war may never again thrust his bleeding sword twixt England and fair France.
Amen.
Now, welcome, Kate, and bear me witness all that here I kiss her as my sovereign queen.
Amen.
Prepare we for our marriage, on which day the Duke of Burgundy we will take your oath, and to all peers and surety of our leagues, that I shall swear to Kate and you unto me, and may our well-kept oaths and prosperous be.
Thus far, with rough and all unable pen, our bending author hath pursued the story in little room confining mighty men, mangling by starts the full course of their glory. Small time, but in that small most greatly lived this star of England. Fortune made his sword, by which the world's best garden he achieved, which here our stage has shown. And for his sake, in your fair minds, let this acceptance take.